It is Monday, and it is, well, just shy of 40 degrees. Fahrenheit. Yeah, quiet weekend, peaceful weekend. Got some stuff done. There's possible filming locations here, there, and everywhere. Now, I don't know how many of you have been, dipping around the social media, but there's a green screen photo, and right there that kind of, makes me tingle, because green screen photos are easily photoshopped. It makes it 10 times easier with a green screen background. And people have been running around showing this picture of Ncuti Gatwa apparently wearing the suit we saw him in that little thing that pops up in the trailer for the next, series. And David Tennant. And the problem is, it looks like he's wearing the blue suit, and someone tried to change it. And then, of course, there's Donna Noble in the middle. And the problem with this is, the more I stare at that photo, the more I begin to realize that something's wrong with it. It doesn't look real at all. But the problem is somebody, of course, probably created this and claimed they made it on 4chan. They create it and then they put it on 4chan and claim they got, they leaked it. You've got to be very careful. Yeah, it does. It looks photoshopped. I've been staring at that photo all weekend. Somebody had that same thing up on Twitter, and I grabbed a copy of it, and the more I look at it, it just doesn't look real. So, like I said, don't even bother with it. I wouldn't believe it. Plus, I don't know why they seem to think anyone on 4chan is reliable anymore. That place got bombed with false leaks, false spoilers, and all that. And same thing with Reddit. Reddit's got a lot of that going on now. And you got to be very careful out there, because my favorite group of people out there are the ones who've been going on like the DWSR hashtag on Twitter and other things like that, and they've been bombing out fake reports. I remember for a while there, they haven't done this yet this year, but back towards the end of the Capaldi era, and I think, I don't know if, I can't remember if they did this in the Whitaker era, they were sending people wrong locations and then sitting there having a laugh fest when the people showed up and there's not so much as a location filming sign or a cameraman. So, so this kind of thing happens. You got to watch out for it. And I know a lot of guys out there are going on screaming fits because Velma got a second season, and I'm like, guys, they're not going to just cancel it. And I'll tell you why, because they'll be afraid of getting a finger pointed at them. And I said the same thing about Starship Dysentery. I said, Paramount's not going to cancel it. They got too much money wrapped in it. And I know there's a lot of, like I said, I'm not going to fault on you for liking those programs. That's on you. But I'm not going to watch anything that has anything to do with the Abrams verse. Picard has been pretty much keeping itself separate, except for the destruction of the Romulan homeworld thing. One other thing is they don't mention Vulcan at all. At least not that I remember. But I found it highly ironic that, in the new movies, you got Vulcan being destroyed when there was a fan movie called Star Trek: A Gods Are Men that took place in an alternate timeline. And that's what they did. This one group did. And it wasn't a bunch of miners from the future destroying their own future, thus creating a paradox. Ugh. But okay, that's just a whole other thing. So that's on you guys. I'm not going to hate on you for liking it. The cards had some interesting twists, but the second they showed the back of Worf's head, an episode ago, I knew that was Worf, especially when he called, Raffi a warrior. I was like, okay, I know who her handler is now. See what else has been going on. Other than that, not a whole lot. I couldn't find any filming locations for today for Doctor Who. Like I said, I haven't heard anything about any filming unless they've gone behind closed doors for a while. I know there was a possible setup outside of crap. Now I can't remember the name of it. But so far nothing's come of that. I'll let you know. See what else we got going on. Other than a boring 9 hours coming up today. I haven't got much, to be honest. It's went out and bought a new coat over the weekend. The one I had for the past 8 or 9 years finally, well, about 7 or 8 years, it finally it finally got the bit the big one, bought the farm. Yep, Sophie Aldred's amusing. Like I said, she has a lovely voice, especially singing voice. I remember on one of the Omega Files, or one of the Q&As we did with her, she starts singing, and it's like, she's got an amazing singing voice. Yeah, we were watching Scooby-Doo this morning. I'm sitting there going, yeah, back in the days before, Fred had a tiny wiener and Velma was Daffy was a drug dealer. They got the dog with him. And Shaggy was just this stoner. Yeah, I know. I've heard things, slight things about 18. I don't know if I can get into that or not. I don't know. Seems like Netflix just doesn't have, the big creme de la creme they used to have. Used to turn on there, you'd have, all the Marvel shows, and now they're gone. I know, when you watch something as a kid, then you watch the Transformers thing, and you go back and you watch some of the episodes they had. It's like, especially when they went into that new era shit after the movie. Oh God, someone's picking up entire cities and running away from them. I smell dinosaur transform static. And they suspect the Dinobots. Meanwhile, you've got Trypticon, who's actually big enough to do it, but nobody suspects Trypticon. All right, that is like, or when they made a clone of Optimus Prime, and I'm like, plus, the one thing that always tripped me on in Transformers the movie, Prime's wounds are fatal, and I'm like, can't we make a backup copy of them? Yeah. Someone get me a thumb drive. Like, oh. That always tripped me out about that movie. The fact it was just a deliberate thing to kill a lot of the G1 characters so they can bring out a new line. Galvatron had his charms. I'll admit that I liked Galvatron, and then when they brought him back, of course, into the series after the movie, I knew you knew they weren't going to get Leonard Nimoy to do an entire series, and I think it was Frank Welker voiced him in the series after, and they made him, of course, completely insane. Yet everybody's still following the guy. I'm like, well, but what can you do? It was kids' cartoons. Plus, the one thing that always, it puzzled me. Okay, here's the part that's kind of puzzled me about the new series. Well, actually, it was in the old series. They had humans space bridge to Cybertron, and like, how or why, or could it even be possible for Cybertron to have a breathable atmosphere for humans? I'm like, there would be nothing that could generate an atmosphere on Cybertron. And of course, yeah, you went into the movie, suddenly Cybertron has moons, and the Autobots are just floating up there. Meanwhile, Decepticons run the entire planet. And they know the Autobots are up there, but they don't do anything about them. Yeah, Shockwave I always thought was intriguing as a character. Yeah, I liked Shockwave. I even had the figure of Shockwave. I don't really use social media that much, Mark. I've had people... I had somebody try to create a Discord room, and I said, I don't know why you're bothering, because I'm probably not going to be on it. I had somebody go off and create an Amino. I have no access to it, other than the fact that, I'm a member, and I'm a lead member, but I can't get rid of it. Because, as usual, they lost interest, realized it's not going to be the next big thing, and then now it's just sitting there taking up space. Just like the Dr. Freedom and the Omega Files group over on Facebook. I'm an administrator, but he didn't make me a high enough administrator to delete the page. See, that's the thing. I don't like asking the viewers for money. I've been halfway tempted to do the member thing, and also I've been tempted to do a Patreon page, but if I did do one, if I was still doing the audios, and like I said, I've been putting them off, I don't know why. Because there's a lot of ideas circling around my head for audios, and I just got to force myself to be in the right mood to do it. And if I did collect money, say on a Patreon, it'd primarily be for, promoting the page, which I don't do right now anyway, and also for, saving enough money for maybe getting some more, guest stars on the audio books or the audio stories. But I haven't really been focused on the audio stories lately. Well, there's people out there who seem to think the more videos you do, the more likely you're going to get recognized. And I can tell you right there, it doesn't work. If you don't cheat the algorithm and, do hit your, subscribe, not your subscribe, but your promote button on your page, you ain't going anywhere. Because there's literally, I can't remember how many countless millions, if not billions of videos being uploaded per day to YouTube. Which is why it's hard as hell to get noticed on there unless you dump a lot of money into your channel. Well, like I said, we'll have to see. I really haven't been keen on doing celebrity interviews. They really don't help the channel at all. And while they were fun to do, I had to rearrange my entire schedule, take days off just to get some celebrities on, or just to do the recording for an interview. And I said, I enjoyed having Sophie on, but like I said, you got to really, really, work because it's a 5-hour time difference. Well, folks, I just looked at the time. I've got to get off my butt and head for the door. So everybody, please take care of yourselves today. Be kind, be calm, be safe. We'll hopefully see you all in the future. I'm running inside, so take care, everyone. Enjoy your Monday.